Hey, welcome back to the show. Today is June 5th, 2018. First thing I want to say is I've updated the way I'm going to use Patreon. I've been trying to figure out how to use Patreon in the past. It's a way to give to subscribers that want to give a bit more to the channel. And I'm going to keep on doing the video content through Patreon to certain perks. But I'm going to treat Patreon a bit of like a blog too, where I'm going to be posting updates of what I've been doing, projects, ideas, and things like that. I'm going to try to keep it on a weekly basis, maybe even more. I'll give hints of the news beforehand. I'll give behind the scenes pictures that I might not be posting on my Instagram account and such. And for this, to view this, you only have to support the channel with a $2 pledge to the Patreon. And I will leave them open after an X amount of time, but I just want to do something that I can give you guys more and you can see what's going on behind the scenes and maybe why 1 week there was no news, or why 1 week there's more videos or less videos, or what videos I'm working on. So yeah, if you're interested, I've made a first video article describing what the changes are going to be like, which is open to everyone, and there's already one first blog post or Patreon post that I did yesterday. So yeah, for those who are on Patreon, you can check it out. For those who are not, you can check it out too. And you can support or not if you feel like it. But the news and the videos will keep on being here, open to everyone after an X amount of time. So we start with bad news in the film community. The Leica M7 is basically discontinued. It's not officially being said by Leica. It's been on the Red Dot forum, and there's the rumor that the Leica M7 is discontinued both in the normal configuration and the custom build. So that's the end of the Leica M numeral series. So the M5, M6, now the M7, and that's the end. We still have the MP and the MA, which was announced in 2014, if I'm not wrong. But it's sad to see one of the Leica analog cameras being discontinued at this time. From Canon, which we would never imagine, there's a discontinued, they've discontinued the 1V, which I didn't even know they were still selling, but the 1V is discontinued. It hadn't been produced for years, but they were selling new old stock. And it looks like Canon finally sold all of it. And they will be fixing your camera, I think, up to 2025. Or maybe a little earlier if parts are still available, which is good. So if you buy your camera secondhand, you probably can still fix it at Canon for a very long time. Remember, Nikon does still have the Nikon F6 and I think the FM10, if I'm not wrong, or I got discontinued. There, I'm not sure 100%. But yeah, sad news for the film shooters that could want to buy a pro body. As Canon 1V was probably the last Canon, well, was the last Canon camera to be able to support all the modern lenses. In other news, we have Japan Camera Hunter coming out with t-shirts. If you're into Japan Camera Hunter's site, there's a few t-shirts that he's designed in collaboration with, I think, JCH Tees. And you can get them there. Remember, they ship from Japan, so if you're somewhere in the world that you got to pay customs, consider that too. And you can also pick up some film while you buy a t-shirt. Talking about film, we have an update from Silberra in Russia, that had gone extremely quiet. There was a lot of rumors that it was finally dead as a project, that they weren't going to be shipping some of their films and chemistries and all that. But finally, they announced that they're still there. They're working hard. They've had issues with changing offices, with emulsions that are getting imported and exported and such. So yeah, they're still there. They're still not going to be able to keep communications up to date. But there's two updates in May telling you what's happening, what things are like, what are the reasons they haven't been talking a lot and such. So if you're one of those Silberra backers from the Indiegogo campaign, or you're waiting to see their production to be normal, it's good news. They're still working on it. Also, finally, we have the Mint Instakon sale. So we finally have a price for the Mint camera using Instax's wide film. And it's going to be around $800 to $900. I'm thinking about euros, so it's 815 euros. That's probably around $900. They had a pre-sale of 199 units. They've already sold them all. and now they might open a second pre-sale. So if you want to check it out, you might want to subscribe to their newsletter. I left the link below. But yeah, if you want to shoot Instax wide and have full manual controls, the Mint Instakon camera is the one for you. Also from camera maker, future camera maker Reflex, we have an update talking about how they're still working on their project, but there's a few things that have made them, take a little bit longer. They want to really make the best they can on the first for now and only model they're going to be coming out with. So yeah, that's good news. If you're a Kickstarter backer, you got an email. If not, you can read it down below. Also from Kickstarter, we have the Film Lab app, which remember is an app to scan your film with your cell phone. Who is still working on it. It's working on frame detection and other things, and that's still working and going forward. We're still waiting for, I think, the beta 0.4 for Android. It's being released, if I'm not wrong, for iOS. And in conjunction with that, we have news from Hamish Hill from 35mmc, who's working on the Pixl-latr, which is a device that will let you set your film on it to take or scan your film with a phone, digital camera macro, or any other way you want to do it. And this is a acrylic device that has translucid back, so you can put it on top of an iPad or whatever, so those pixels won't peep on your pictures, and scan with your phone, scan with a camera. And their Kickstarter is going to be releasing June 15th, so that would be in 10 days from now. In the link, there's an email you can fill in so you can be ahead of the game of everyone else and buy your Pixl-latr. The sooner the better. So if you're one of those that scans with a phone or with a digital camera, it's pretty exciting. I think the maximum size you can scan on the Pixl-latr is going to be 4x5. So take it in mind if you're going to be scanning bigger film or longer film or anything like that. Also from Kodak, I announced I think a week ago or 2 weeks ago that they were coming out with a new disposable camera in Europe, ISO 800. It was going to be a little cheaper and such. And nobody could find the link to where to buy it, but I found the link to the Amazon store in the UK and left you guys the link below. It's still not available as far as I know in the US, but if you want to really buy it, you can buy it in the UK and have a great camera for summer music festivals, summer beach, and stuff like that you don't mind getting broken, as it's a one-use camera. Also, we have updates from Labbox, who is still working on their developing tank. They show a bunch of prototypes and things that are happening. They don't give an exact date, but they're postponing their date again. A lot of people are a little upset, but it's good to see they're still working. It's a huge task to build what they're building. So if you're one of those that back the project, they're still going. And if you're one of those waiting to see it, it's coming soon. Also from Kickstarter, we have the Intrepid 8x10 campaign update. They're basically around 90% built, the cameras. They're shipping the next 10% in the next following weeks, probably right now. And there's a major update on the film holders. As you know, they released the camera with an extremely affordable 8x10 film holder made by them. And it's shown to be way more difficult to produce in materials, in how to and such. So they're giving you an option to either get your money back, get a reducing back, or wait for the film holder. So far, they've stopped selling them on their website. They've sold out, and they're working towards making them better. I'm not sure from them, but I'm pretty sure that if they've had all these issues, whenever they catch up, the price will slightly go up, because I do know that they were making these as a complement for the 8x10, and with the amount they had sold, if they're taking more time and using more materials that are more expensive, they're probably about to be losing money with them. So expect them to come back probably with a slight price increase. I will keep you guys updated because that's not for sure. Also, finally, we have an update from Kodak and their Ektachrome film. It comes from Instagram at Kodak Professional account. And you can see some samples. The second run prototype or batch or test batch is successful. They show some images. Don't judge them by the images. These are still tests. and it's still working on it. So basically that's about all I can say. Everyone's very excited about it, but I just want to see it released as soon as possible. Also coming from Kickstarter, we have the automatic film digitizer, which sounds very interesting, at least as in the name. It's a home scanner for the average user that will scan the strips of film without having to put them in film holders or put them through a machine yourself. You can stack up to 10 strips of film and it will scan automatically. It'll correct imperfections, scratches and such, dust and whatnot. And it promises to be pretty fast and easy. So if you're one of those that has a lot of film and maybe want something easy to do, it's a great scanner. It's a Kickstarter, so bear in mind that this is not a product yet. So as all Kickstarters, there's no obligation to give the perks, so beware. And then we start with the 3D camera printing. So we have the Pali's 6x14 custom camera, and we've seen a few 6x14 3D printed cameras, but Pali has his own version in 6x14. He's got some images on his website that are drum scanned that looked stunning. And he's selling this camera for, I think, around $150, only for a 90mm so far. It comes with a helical and such. But if you want a different lens, I think he's taking pre-orders for different lenses. So if you want a 6x14 3D printed camera, Pali's camera might be a good option for you. Also, we have the Dora Goodman 1, which is a 3D printed camera. But the difference is Dora is not selling it. It's free to download and print yourself or print somewhere. But there's no images of the results taken with that camera, which to me is a little disturbing, considering that you would think if you're going to be giving away your 3D printed model, like the Oxygen camera, you would be showing pictures and results of what's going to be coming out. So it's very limited information on how that camera will turn out. But if you're one that likes to download and print different things and test how they are, the Dora Goodman 1, it couldn't be cheaper. And that is all for this week's news. I hope you enjoyed them. If you have any information, remember you can send an email to the email below. See you next week.